This is the first edition of the Anti-Branding and Design Thinking class. We'll be running it for the next 3 days. So just stay on my timeline and you'll be getting everything as regards the classes you're supposed to have. We're looking at anti-branding, we're looking at design thinking. I'll just run through certain things as fast as possible so that we all have basic understanding about branding, and then we go into the advanced aspect of this class. So it's a free class, it will be online for everybody. So get your note, get your pen, and get ready to learn, because it will be mind-opening. At some point, you'll hear some rants, and at some point, you'll have some very, very intense understanding about certain things as to do with branding, as to do with advertising, sales, marketing, strategy, and all that. So thinking about this class, thinking about the course outline I have, I remembered a statement that Benny Odumo made some years back while we were in Akwa Ibom State during one of our open art trainings for youths and adults in Akwa Ibom State, giving them free graphic design skills, enterprise development, sales and marketing skills, everything that will help them start up their business or help them push their business on the visual angle up forward, or become a graphic designer or a visual identity developer, whichever one. And he said something. He said, we live a branded life. We start our life with branding and end it with branding. And the example he gave was quite hilarious. But if you look at it on a deeper level, it's actually completely true. When a child is born, there's a birth certificate, and it is a print. There are letters on it, there are words on it. It's a branded receipt, basically, showing that you've come into this world. And when you die and you're going, you have a death certificate, and there will also be banners printed, booklets, posters, showing that you're dead. So it's obvious that the beginning of our life and the end of it all comprises around branding. So it's obvious that branding on a deeper level is way beyond just visuals, is way beyond just beautiful art, is way beyond beautiful marketing campaigns. It's way beyond design. A lot of persons look at branding as just design, but design is just, for me, 20% of what branding is. So for this class, for this first session, we'll be looking at the core principles of branding before we go into the anti-branding aspect of things. Because if you do not understand the basics of a thing, how then can you look at how to tweak it, go against the norm, and then get better results? So stay with me. So let's look at the core principles of branding. The core principles of branding. The core principles of branding. So the core principles of branding include 1, brand strategy, 2, brand identity, 3, brand positioning, 4, brand experience, brand equity. So number 1, brand strategy, brand identity, brand positioning, brand experience, and brand equity. You can see that brand identity is the visual aspect of branding. So there are things that come before and there are things that come after. So brand identity is not the only thing that is present when the conversation of branding is brought up. And also in brand identity, your logo, your typography, your colors, your design templates, it's not the only thing present in brand identity. Your visual brand identity, your tonality, the tone of voice have to also come into play. When you're looking at when you look at the tone of voice, you then begin to look at the kind of emotions you want to trigger when someone is interacting with your brand or when someone sees your ad. So you then discover that when you're talking about branding, when you're even talking about the visual aspect of branding, graphic design is a very little percentage of what branding in itself entails, and it's also a percentage of what brand identity, visual brand identity in itself entails in the conversation of branding. So whenever you as a brand designer or a graphic designer, or you as a business owner is bringing up the conversation of branding, ensure you understand that branding involves strategy, involves identity, involves positioning, involves experience, and it involves equity. So you discover that if your ideology around branding does not revolve around all this, then you have a wrong perception of branding, and it will surely affect who you hire to handle your jobs when it comes to developing the perception your brand needs to actually thrive in the market. If you do not have the basic understanding of this, it will affect who you employ and the results you will get from every branding process that you go through. Without having this understanding and having the right persons handle those jobs, you discover that you will not have the right results and you start blaming those persons. That's because you have no understanding about this. So remember, branding revolves around strategy, identity, positioning, equity, and experience.